Good morning, students. Today our topic is social reform movement in India. This is my brief information. Yeah. So when we study the modern Indian history, at that time after 1857 revolution and before starting this Indian National Congress, national movement, we have to thoroughly study the Indian Renaissance movement. So for that purpose, we have to study this one detail. But for time being, I introduce only the related to some reformers as well as their institutions, how they brought the all people in one platform and awaken about a social, religious, and united people in one India and fight against the Britishers. So here, what were the reasons why this social religious reform movement started in 19th century? There are various causes like religion, society of at the time, attitude of reason, discovery of ancient Indian history, as well as discovery of ancient Indian literature at the time, even growth of some regional languages, attitude towards industrialization, growth of fine arts, rise of middle class, and birth of Indian nationalism. So these are the few causes which give an importance to uh, rise of the social religious reform movement in India. Actually, in the 19th century, when Indian culture stood completely demoralized because of the Western culture, the Western concept of reason, equality, and liberty provided a new thought concept to the Indians, which inspired them in every sphere of their life, resulting in that creative activity which has been summed up as the Indian Renaissance. The political slavery and the economic misery suffered under the British rule by the Indians, the necessity of defending their religion and society against the onslaughts of Christian missionaries, and the enlightenment provided by the Western education, English language, and contacts with the Western world provoked them to remove their weakness in several spheres of life, while the writings and research of certain Western scholars like Max Muller and William Jones revived their faith in the ancient Indian culture. All this helped in the beginning and growth of the Indian Renaissance. So at that time, we find that the Raja Ram Mohan Rai founded the Brahma Samaja, then Pratana Samaj by the Atmaram Pandurang and others. Then Swami Dayanand Saraswati founded the Arya Samaj. Even in Maharashtra, Mahatma Phule founded the Satyashodhak Samaj. When we study in detail related to Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Mission, and as well as Anivescent, the Theosophical Society, how this attempted to bring the reform movement in India. Even the religion reform movements tried to reform the Indian society as well, and practically all evils of the Indian society were isolated by them. The Renaissance developed rationally and intellectualism among the educated Westerns. So here we directly go to the study of one by one of this Samaja and their work. So this social reformism which took in 19th century, the same set of circumstances, the impact of the modern education, rational humanitarianism, scientific approach to life, which used in both in acting and reaction, reform movements and in religion were largely responsible for social movements in 19th and 20th century. As we all know that Rajaram Mohan Roy, a pioneer in Indian religious reform movements in India, was also the morning star of modern social reform movement in the country. Social reform became the integral part of religious reform in India, and this was equally true of Brahma Samaj, Pratana Samaj, Arya Samaj, and Satyashodhak Samaj. Then the social religious reform. In some books, they mention the social reform movement, some books religious reform movement. So this, we also call this one as a social religious reform movement. So already I explained that this all movements, the main intention is to remove the social evils as well as build the humanity among the people, even unity among the people, brotherhood among the people, as well as all are one concept, unity concept created among the people. That is the main reason of this movement, and purify the our religion also. These all religious reform movements, when we find that most of this try to ban this system, open education to all, upliftment of women and the leads, remove the some social evils. Even they try to bring liberty, equality, and brotherhood built among the common people. All this reform movement done wonderful work at that time. Then directly we go to the Rajaram Mohan Rai, has rightly been described as the father of Indian Renaissance, in the prophet of the Indian nationalism, maker of modern India, also we call them. Behind all his ideas of social and religious reform, there lay the thought of bringing about political regeneration of his country. Then I'm not going to detail study every reformers here. I only highlight the few things which are very important for study point of view. So here, when we study, he was very expert in various languages, as well as he thoroughly studied the Vedas, an important language of the world, with and he, some his works are related to Lord Amherst on English education, a tract on religious toleration, rights of Hindus over ancestral properties according to law of the Bengal, precepts of the Jesus. Even some his press, while we study, he established Samunda Kamundiri, Miratu Akbara, Brahmanical magazine, Bengal Herald, as well as a large number of newspaper and periodicals such as the Calcutta Journal, the Indian Gazetteer, James Jahannama, the Bengal Kurkaru, and the Samachar Darpan, in order to propagate his ideas and formulate his, public opinion on problems facing the country during his times. Then Rajaram Mohan Roy was the pioneer of religious reform movement and social reformers in 19th century. He founded the Brahma Samaj in 1828. The Brahma Samaj led a crusade against all social evils of the Hindu society, example Sati. So when we thoroughly study this Rajaram Mohan Roy's reforms, first of all, in every Indian's mind, even foreigner's mind, we find that he was the first person who against the Sati system, and it was banned in 1829. The act was passed at that time. Lord William Bentinck was helped at that time also. Then he was also against the polygamy, child marriage of minor girls, even caste system, parda system, untouchability, and taking of alcohol also. The Brahma Samaj used all possible modern means to propagate its social and religious ideas. Then Rajaram Mohan Rai is the founder of Brahma Samaj. The activities Atmiya Sabha lead to the formation of Brahma Samaja, later known as the Brahma Samaja, One God Society. What the real intention to establish the One God Society. The main objective of this Brahma Samaja was to reform Hinduism and preach monotheism, or worship of one God. Because in Indian society, we all know that many gods, names, and all other things. But here the Brahma Samaj preaching is you believe in one God. Then, and his Brahma Samaj were pointers in reforming the Hindu society and religion, and asserted equality for Hindu religion and other religions on the basis of philosophy, Vedas and Upanishads. Then what we find the Brahma Samaj awakening its role in the Indian national movement, or awakening the people. For about 50 years since it was stated, Brahma Samaj played a key role of the new awakening in India. It regenerated Hinduism, paved the way for a modern India. Its prominent members included Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Raja Narayan Basu, and made significant contribution to the new awakening. It inspired parallel movements in other parts of India, like the Pratana Samaj and Arya Samaj. Means the first Brahma Samaj which was established, it influenced the others, and other Samajas started in India, and they also reformed the society. So Raja Ram Mohan Rao is champion of women's and upliftment of women's rights, equality, and he was always stated that women were not inferior to men. He was against polygamy and degraded status of widows. To raise the status of women, he demanded that they should have the right of inheritance and property. Even Raja Ram Mohan Rai banned the sati system in India and saved the life of so many women at the time. Directly, we go to the even the before that Raja Ram Mohan Rai even supported the cause of English language and Western system of education, started the English school, the Hindu college and the Vedanta college at Calcutta. The activities of Brahma Samaja mostly remain confined to the Bengal, through its branches were established other provinces as well. The leaders of Brahma Samaja also work for the welfare of peasants, liberty of the press, social legislation, etc. The Brahma Samaja participated in building up national sentiment by glorifying the Indian culture. That is the most important thing. Thus, the Brahma Samaja helped in social and religious reform in India and also in modernizing India in the first time. Then directly we go to the another Samaja, that is Arya Samaja. So here the Swami Dayanand Saraswati was the founder of Arya Samaja. His childhood's name was Mool Shankar. He was founded the Arya Samaj in 1875. So here under this we have to study teachings of some Arya Samaja, then reforms of Arya Samaja, contribution of Arya Samaj in national movement. Arya Samaja adopted 10 principles, ultimately adopted after much thought and discussion, became the fundamental tenets of Arya Samaja. And all the Arya Samaj were enjoined upon to conform to them strictly in their daily life, the 10 rules. Which were the 10 rules we have to study here, or 10 principles also we call them. God is the prime ordeal root, source of all true knowledge and of all things that can be known through knowledge. God is all truth, all knowledge, all bliss. He is bodiless, formless, almighty, just, merciful, unborn, infinite, unchangeable, beginningless, incomparable, support and Lord of all pervading knower and control of all from within, imperishable, immortal, fearless, eternal, holy and creator of the whole universe. He alone is worthy of worship. So here the other principles of Arya Samaj is most important. The Veda is the book of all true knowledge. It is the prime duty of all Aryans to study and propagate the Veda, to hear and preach. Because in early Vedic time only we knew that all are equal, liberty, equality, even higher status to women, and there is no idol worship and other things. Only the nature worship was existing there. All are equal at that time. So here the Arya Samaj is even then in Saraswati. That's why he stated to go back to the Vedas. Again, in their principle, we should always get ready to accept truth and reject the untruth, follow the right path in their life. All actions should be performed according to dharma and after considering the right and wrong of each. Means you have to decide which is right and which is wrong. The principal purpose of this Samaj is to do good to the world, spiritual, physical and social. Whatever you have through your work, you have to try to make welfare of the all. Then we should deal with all with love, righteousness and consider of their merit. We should work for the liquidation of ignorance and promotion of knowledge. Always try to give education to everyone. No one should be content with his own uplift, but should feel his own good in the good of other. Means in not to become a selfish one. If you have knowledge, you transfer your knowledge to others and help to others. All men are obliged or unfree in having to obey the social laws that have been framed for the good of all. But everyone is free to work for his own welfare and welfare of the others also. Then what's its the contribution to Indian national movement? In short, I want to explain this one. So here Dayanand Saraswati wanted to go back to the Vedas where welfare of the all mentioned points. Then ideals of social and religious reform movement. Arya Samaj provided useful service to Hindu society as well as by making onslaught on its social evils. It opposed child marriage, polygamy, parda system, system, the practice of sati. It insists to work for the education of the female education. From that time to till today also we find these principles in Arya Samaj, even abolition of caste system also, and upliftment of the depressed classes. Intercaste marriage and interdining was practiced by the members of Arya Samaj in their routine work. Today also when I taken a one person's interview, even in Arya Samaj the intercaste marriage also took place, even they are promoted that one along with intercaste marriage, women education, and they give more importance to education. And that Arya Samaj doors open to all. Then other contribution, spirit of nationalism. Dayanand was a nationalist. He remained Indians of their glorious past and spoke of Swaraj, Swabhashya and Swadharma. He gave the popular slogan of India for the Indians. And another thing, great work done by this Arya Samaji is the Shuddhi movement. They started to take back the converted Muslims and Christians into Hinduism fold after purifying them. It was called Shuddhi movement. Many Hindus were converted to Christianity in ignorance. The Christian missionaries had drawn large number of converts from among the uneducated, poor, depressed classes, the Hindus. They could not take back within the fold of Hindu even if they are desired it. Means in the British period, many Hindus, untouchables, Muslim converted into Christianity, but they are not to take back to Hinduism. But the Dayanand Saraswati opened the again system to you come back to your own religion, and that movement is called as a Shuddhi movement. Because of this, the large numbers of people again come back to the Hindu fold. Then they propagated the education and given importance to knowledge. He also gave importance to female education. That's why we found even Arya Samaj established so many schools and colleges all over India. Then emancipation of women also, the one of the motto of this Samaj. The Arya Samaj stood for equal rights of men and women in social educational matters. This was a distinct democratic conception. It, however, opposed to co-education, since in Vedic period co-education did not exist. Upliftment, the list, the Arya Samaj opposed to the hereditary caste system. It stood, however, for the four caste division of society to be determined by merit and not by the birth. Since Arya Samaj always tried to upliftment of women and Dalits. Then we study go back to this another movement started in Maharashtra. That movement we called as a Satyashodak movement. So here that was Satyashodak Samaj was started by the Mahatma Phule. He was also a social reformer of Maharashtra in 19th century. He works throughout his life for the education of women and the Dalits and upliftment of unprivileged and the downtrodden people and remove the social evils. He was revolutionary in his thinking and is a constant source of inspiration for new generation of intellectuals. That's why when we study the Mahatma Phule, Mahatma Gandhi, Mahatma Basveshwara, so few persons names we find as a Mahatma. So again, the Mahatma Phule's work we have to study here. Jyotirao wrote numerous books of prose and Abhanga in Marathi style. He called his Abhangas Akhadas. He also composed Mangalashtaka to be sung at weddings. The songs were included in the Sarvajanika Satyadharma. He wrote some books related Gulamgiri, Shetkarancha Sur, Sarvajanik Satyadharma, Shivaji's Pawada, Tritiya Ratna, Ishara, Brahmanachi Khasaba. So these books, some are in Marathi, some are in English. Then what were the main objective of this Satyashodak Samaj? It opened to all without caste, community and sex. Again, its main intention is the upliftment of Dalit and women and education to all. Then this Samaj's main objective is also all men are the children of one God who is thus their parent. As there is no necessity of intermediate to approach the mother or please the father, So it's opposed the intermediate of Brahman is in the worship. Anyone accepting that principle is qualified to the member of the Satyashodak Samaj. The subjects involved in Satyashodak Samaj is necessity of temperance and compulsory education, encouragement of Swadeshi goods, and dislodging the Brahmin priest from the position he held in the religious field, making arrangement for perform marriage at minimum expenses, not to spend more money, even freeing men from the beliefs in astrology, ghosts, and demons. And the medium of instruction is Marathi. So Mahatma Phule and his works liberating the Dalits from slavery. Phule founded Satyashodak for uplifting Dalits and women. Its objective is relieving depressed classes from the influence of Brahminic culture. Underteachers are kid and keen and started eating with them. Opened schools for Dalits. Propagated universal humanism based on value of freedom, equality, universal brotherhood, and arranged intercaste marriages. So here, in briefly again, the Satyashodak Samaj given the first started the girls' school in Pune, given importance to women education, even importance to primary education. Again, encourage the widow remarriages and equality with men. There is no discrimination men and women, upliftment of untouchables, even for orphan purpose. Here the Samaj established the orphan centers. Then directly we go to the Ramakrishna mission. Then we have to study about the Swami Vivekananda. This is a brief information about Swami Vivekananda, and he started the Ramakrishna mission, Vedanta Society of New York, also religious Advaita Vedanta. Then what were the works of this Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna mission? Vivekananda viewed against the injustice and said, in religion there is no caste. Caste is simply a social institution. It's not based in the religion. Hence, he earnestly wanted that the caste system should be annulled. The caste system determined birth and connected with the hereditary privileges is completely opposite to Vedanta. And especially the Jati system, its social and religious exclusively should be overcome. Vivekananda denounced the untouchability. Vivekananda was a socialist because he championed the concept of equal chance for all the inhabitants of the country. Vivekananda heroically championed the concept of spiritual equality. Means along with social equality, he also argued the spirituality. Then emancipation of women. Vivekananda also treats a woman as goddess. We know the so many incidents when Vivekananda's life sketch, his works, we studied that even in Chicago, what Vivekananda, that speech and other things also. So here the Vivekananda always trying to consider women as a goddess and give equal importance with men also. Accept your mother as a goddess is a famous Vedic saying. Even the monks were required to pay obeisance to their mothers. Again, Vivekananda says, educate your women first and leave them to themselves. Then they will tell you what reforms are necessary for them. With such education, women will solve their own problem. Means he encourages the women education and says that educate them, let them do their work, and they become strong. Then Ramakrishna Shivadhyana and Shiva Seva with the blessing and guidance of his Guru Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Swami Vivekananda brought together his fellow monks and disciplines and established a great organization that is called as Ramakrishna Mata and Mission. The motto is Atmano Mokshartham Jagati Cha Sa. Then its main objectives are that to practice japa, meditation, other mental diseases, to promote spiritual knowledge through studies, discourses, personal, to serve in different parts of India and thereby bring about social and cultural unity and national integration, worship of one God in human form. Ramakrishna Math and mission with motto already read, service to the society. Service to God is service to society. Daridra Narayana to indicate that service to poor is service to God. More than 200 branch centers all over India and abroad. Till today also Ramakrishna mission working very well in India and abroad also, to serving to poor, needy persons, human beings, and service to God. That motto which was the Ramakrishna mission they're doing well. And that time also in 19th century, bring the all human beings in one platform. So this is the photo of Ramakrishna Mission. Then how Swami Vivekananda inspiration to people. So Swami is eager to you to arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. There was a huge power in his words that many freedom fighters, revolutionaries took inspiration from Swamiji and devoted their entire life, even sacrificed it for the freedom of motherland. The message of universal brotherhood, tolerance, humanity that he gave to the world still reverberates with great relevance. So till today also, this all missions working well. You take the example of this RS Samaja, Pratana Samaja, Satyashoj Samaja, even Ramakrishna missions. They encourage the people at the time to remove the social evils, reform the religions, come in one platform, and remove welfare of the all people, and awaken yourself and awaken the people, as well as serve the society, as well as build the unity among yourself. Then only we fight against the foreign powers. So that was the, so this is the basic foundation done by the reformers. So later on the national movement started later on. So this is the one more cause to start the nationalism in India at that time. So these are the few books I refer for this one, and you can also refer for to thoroughly or to detailed study of the every reformers, because within a limited time I only highlighted the things about these movements. These are the also books. So thank you very much for listening my lectures.